we did have a protractor on here, just need to clean the screen a little bit. Oh. Okay, okay, I'm going to show you about chamfering on Tinkercad. We're not going to need this. Okay. In Tinkercad, we're going to make these sharp corners less sharp, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to do a chamfer of 45 degrees. Here's one that we did previously, and you'll notice that it's got slightly rounded corners. But so we need to chop those corners off. The way we do it is by taking already manufactured hole, as they like to call it, and we're going to place that on or about the corner here, and then we're going to use the protractor feature again. So here's the protractor, and we're going to tilt that cube by 45 degrees, and then we're going to move it into position. So we're going to grab that arrow there, and you can see click, and I can type in 45 degrees there, and that's going to rotate that cube, which will then manipulate using the arrow keys until it intersects with the corner, just to take that corner off. Great. Now we could duplicate that cube, but I'm going to show you several times how to do that. So I'll take the cube again. We're going to take it near to the corner. And the importance of this, particularly if you're designing key rings, is that you don't want sharp corners. If people are handling a product, you want it to feel comfortable in their hand. So there's another corner that's chopped off. Click and drag into the space a cube. Look for the handle, which brings up here. Click, which brings up the protractor. And you can drag it, but I have more luck with typing in 45 degrees, and that rotates it just enough to then, that's what a chamfer is. So you can see, I'm not doing this too accurately, but you can now see that each of those four corners, of course, I went to the corner shop the other day, bought 4 corners. So here it is. Now, to make that work, we're going to join or group the holes. Click and drag this virtual selection tool around all those pieces. Those are selected. I then move up to here where there's group. So we're grouping the solid object with the hole, and when we group that, it subtracts the corners. So now I haven't done it to all of them. What I wanted to show you was that there is a possibility where you can, and notice also I've used the view cube here to be able to have a plan view of the shape. So if I wanted to round the corners, I'm going to have to use this I could do the same here, couldn't I? So if I want to round the corners, I'm going to take this shape. It's a bit extreme. It is one way of doing this. And it's going to intersect. So it's not quite how I want it. This is a little bit more advanced. I don't want to confuse you. But if I have a big old curve like that, let's say I just want to take a little bit off and have a rounded corner rather than what we call a chamfer, we can do that as well. But I would need to turn this object from a solid shape into a hole, or what we like to call a negative shape. So I can then hold the shift key down if I like to select, that object's already selected, select my solid shape. They're both selected now. Now I join them. Let's see what happens there. Group those objects, and then this has a nice chamfer to it, a curve rather than a 45-degree angle. So I hope that makes sense. You're using the cubes and other objects to intersect and take away your major solid shape. Also, the plan view really helps you as well. For example, when you're intersecting and you want a hole of a certain diameter, this is a reminder for some of you. The sides feature here, I can click into the value box there. I can turn that into 5 because we're going for 5 millimeters. So then that's the hole size. And again, if I want to group that, draw the box around both objects that I want to group, go up to the group icon, give it a few seconds, and there's the hole. Right. So that now, notice I've not been too close to the, that's a little bit close to the edge.